What up, my fellow Knicks fans? This is your guy Marcellus Ease, and don't panic quite yet. Now, this will be the second part of my series covering the Knicks and Heat, and in this matchup in particular, the Miami Heat, even though down Jimmy Butler, they were able to keep this game very close to the hip, and that was due to the fact that their bench was able to outscore ours heading into the fourth quarter 17-2. Also, they were able to convert 22 points off of our turnovers. So this series is really for the Knicks to lose to shoot themselves in the foot. Now, as this series goes on, I expect the Knicks to begin to understand how to completely break down the Miami Heat zone, as one of the flaws of this defense is that they play with a lot of small guards on the floor at the same time. But in this very matchup, we'll see the Knicks progressively throughout this game start to break down the zone and figure out its weak points. But I'm not going to say no more. Let's just get to it.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out.
Alcohol, right?
So playoff Barrett completely showed up in the first quarter of this game, just giving us that burst that we needed. He was 5 of 8 from field goal range, 3 of 5 from 3, and he hit all 3 of his free throws. I mean, Jesus Christ, he was killing 16 points once again in the first quarter, and it all stems from a lot of the attention that Brunson is going to get in that 2-3 zone. You're going to watch all these players right here, 4 players, completely give Brunson all the attention. Look how many guys. Look at all that attention. 1, 2, 3. Of course, Bam at the 4. Everybody's eyes is locked on Brunson trying to occupy this area. And he's going to hit the bounce pass to Hart. Hart is going to make that penetration, which is what we really need against that zone. Break that zone down. Once again, him penetrating baseline is one of the weak parts of that zone defense. Once you penetrate here, you get past a man, the help is going to come. Guys going to start moving and get open, and that's how RJ gets his 3. Big time shot from RJ. All right, so playoff Barrett continues to show up. So Randle here in the initial bounce pass had a mismatch with Caleb Martin. Normally Strus will be the one to guard Randle, but a quick mismatch right here draws more attention from Bam. And then Randle almost trapped in this zone, but finds RJ Barrett for the quick 3. And I'm wondering if RJ continues to hit shots like these, if that would also at times limit the minutes of Immanuel Quickley, as Tibbs in this game, he kind of kept Quickley on the bench here, especially with Brunson on the floor. Playoff Barrett once again making quick decisions off this pass. Look at that. In stride. A lot of players nowadays in the league, they're catching the ball like that. As soon as the pass is coming, they're already making their move to the hoop. As you're going to see RJ Barrett make that move. Yep. Bang. So RJ Barrett bails the Knicks out right here, but they actually fell for the zone here. Once again in that first half. This is a prime example of them falling for that zone. Good Brunson. Completely covered. They got guys boxed in once again. This is what they want. But RJ bails him out here. He's not really open. He's open for a split second, but he takes a contested 3. He banks that in there. Okay, so in this play right here, once again, the Heat packing up that paint. Julius Randle can't find a way in, but the Knicks have bigger guards. Josh Hart, you know, at times he's not on the floor right now. Grimes on the floor, but RJ Barrett, once again, he takes advantage of his size as he just is going to attack the hoop. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Keep that in mind. And look at, he got the smaller Gabe Vincent on him. And he just completely drives it to the hoop, gets the and 1. This is what we need, especially when Josh Hart is on the floor. This team, look at Lowry's out here. No, this is Highsmith, only 6'5". Kevin Love at center. You got Gabe Vincent out here. Kyle Lowry, you know, and then Caleb Martin. This is a very small lineup. We got to take advantage of this. One of the last possessions of the first half, too many guys camped out at the 3-point line. Within the first, 10 seconds of this possession, 13 seconds left in the shot clock, as you see right here. And RJ Barrett, beautiful first half, kind of bails the Knicks out. Man, wide open, but he takes a contested 3, and that's the story of this first half. The Knicks took a lot of contested 3, but they were making them. But at the end of the day, this is not what we really want. And in the second half, we definitely made adjustments, especially in that third quarter where we started to see the Knicks attack the weaker defender and post them up to break down that zone defense. A beautiful first half from RJ Barrett. He was definitely cooking. So particularly in that first half, we kind of fell for some of Miami's tricks in that zone defense. As we're going to see, this is exactly what type of play that they want. So off this penetration here, guys initially don't make any type of cuts in here. Nobody's really penetrating the paint. Everyone is kind of spread out through the perimeter here. And this is exactly what the Heat want. See? They just want guys lined up, willing to take that three. They're going to gamble on Hart. Not necessarily gamble on Randle, but Randle's way out here. And he's not really open because Bam could quickly close out. RJ sitting at the three-point line. And then Brunson huddled up almost in a football team right here in the paint. This is exactly what they want. Especially with Bam occupying his free throw line. This is exactly what they want. And Randle's going to take just a tough three. And once again, right there, as you see, he's not really open. But he's still going to end up taking his three-point shot. This is the initial play that they want. But just going back on the play real quick here. Brunson off this pick and roll here. Nobody's making cuts. See, right here is when Hartenstein should come and kind of break this zone defense down. Maybe RJ should make a cut baseline. Or Randle should make a move. Somebody's got to start making some cuts to cut this zone defense. Because once you see Brunson right off this pick and roll, see guys quickly get back. And once again, there's nobody occupying this space. There's nobody cutting to the basket here. Now, this lineup right here is where we should be taking advantage of the Heat. Kevin Love is at the 5. They are completely small right now. And they got Kyle Lowry out on the floor. I mean, but look at everybody's parked in the perimeter. And then Julius Randle right here is going to fall for the zone. Kind of fell into their trap. Julius Randle right here is going to fall for the trap in that zone. Look how many guys are around him. Look at all these eyeballs around him. And guys are still parked up in the perimeter, even though there's a small center, Kevin Love, out on the floor. I like to see the Knicks do more kind of pin down screens. I'd love to see the Knicks do more pin down screens or just down screens where they get mismatches. They just end up making a switch right here. Like Grimes would throw a screen on Kevin Love and kind of force Kevin Love to guard him, or vice versa. Hartenstein would throw a down screen or a pin down screen where it will force Strus to be guarding him, and he'll quickly post up Strus, because this lineup is just way too small. I would love to see Tibbs to take more advantage of these things. Randle just gets stripped. He gets the rebound. He throws it to Brunson for an open three-point shot. But once again, this lineup is way too small for us to be just settling for jump shots, which we did a lot in that first half. That's why that offense seems so stagnant. And Hartenstein, he's still on the floor right now, but eventually he's going to get into foul trouble, forcing us to play small along with this team. So Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson getting into foul trouble in the first quarter of this game, and just the first half in general, it forced us to play small, and we kind of fell into that offensive rut that we were in. So after a 3-minute stagnation by the Knicks bench unit in that second quarter, you know, the same stagnation started happening with the starters right here. As you're gonna see, the Heat, they're gonna keep Brunson double teaming that paint. Nobody's open. And this is exactly what they want right here. Josh Hart, look, he's trapped. They want the Knicks settling for the jumper right here. Look at that, a mid-range. Takes like a few inches step back. It's a three-point shot. He's basically taking a three-point shot that's going to be a two-point shot. This is a really bad shot, and it's going to be contested. As you can see, they're keeping that paint packed, boy. But this is why the offense stagnated. Nobody's making an initial bounce pass into the paint right here, and then they're not utilizing these mismatches or just pin down screens to get Mitch on Kyle Lowry or to get Mitch on Gabe Vincent. This OB lineup at times is going to be really tough to play because it just falls into the Heat zone trap where they just want the Knicks to just have guys hover around the three-point line. Without that dribble penetration, or just the Knicks trying to get pin down screens to generate a mismatch, then back down the weakest defender. Just to have guys camp out at the 3-point line, it's really going to be tough to play this type of lineup. Here's another possession. Unfortunate for the Knicks, RJ bailed him out by drawing a foul, but look at that. There's some weak defenders right here. 1, 2, 3. But yet, they got the power forward on Randle. Nobody drew that mismatch. Come on. Look at that. Stagnant. And RJ just draws the foul, but once again, that's just a bailout. You got guys camping out at the 3-point line. Randle's too big body to be at the 3-point line right now. I mean, it's too big body to have all these small guys on the floor. It just doesn't make any sense. But shout out to RJ. He bailed the Knicks out. Once again, beautiful first half by RJ. Yeah, just another bad possession that contributed to Knicks just sort of playing into this zone defense. Grimes just tried to penetrate in here against Duncan Robinson, which Grimes doesn't really have a handle like that. And Obi's out here with no handle also. But the Heat kind of face a similar situation. These guys don't have handles like that. Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent. But one thing they do utilize, they utilize the handoffs by Bam, which is something I like to see them kind of teach Mitch, or just have Mitch develop on, where he can do hand drop-offs to Obi while Obi sets a screen, and then him have also the ability to make good passes. That's what Bam does. He's worked on his ability to make passes and understand where guys are going on screens, split screens, or even flare screens, where guys sort of fake like they're going for the screen, then they quickly drop down to the hoop. Bam has a better understanding on how to read that. So a lot of the Miami offense, sometimes it kind of circulates around their big man who can't dribble himself, but they utilize the dump passes and guys off ball movement. And this is where the Knicks are lacking. You see that in this possession here, as they're just going to have Brunson just settle for this shot. Like nothing at all. But when you look at the overall landscape of the floor, they don't have guys who can dribble, you know, and get to the hoop. They're really utilizing their big man and him understanding like his read, sort of like a Draymond Green. That's how the Warriors use Draymond Green. And this is where the next development of Mitch could really come through, where he could be the big man that's doing the drop-offs or the fake drop-offs. And if guys are quickly doing flare screens, dropping down, he can make nice quick passes. This is why, you know, the offense at times, especially in the second quarter, it was very stagnant. Now, going back to the point that I made where I said the Heat kind of had a similar skill set to what the Knicks players have on the floor right now, but their off-ball movement is what's separating them. And now you're going to see what I was talking about when I said they use Bam like a Draymond Green, as you're going to see him quarterback this whole thing right now, and he understands what reads to make. So he sees Brunson, he's going to make that initial screen, doesn't work. But look, he's still reading the floor. He's still scoping out, because everything is going to be ran through him with the Heat. See, that's why Gabe Vincent is seeing which guy is going to be open. Duncan Robinson just did a split cut where he acted like he was going to go with the screen, but then he quickly cut to the hoop. That's what the Heat does a lot. But meanwhile, Kyle Lowry is also making a move, and everything is off of Bam. Bam made the read to screen RJ, and look how quickly Bam does a drop off. That's what I'm saying. He understands the reads. He's really the quarterback of this whole situation. Quickly understand that Hart is caught off guard because he's scoping everything. He's scoping everything right now. And now he not only is going to be the guy that's going to be the screener, he's going to give off the dump off. So this is what I was saying with guys like Duncan Robinson who can't dribble. It doesn't matter that he can't dribble, as long as he knows and understands where Bam is reading, and he can make his cuts and his off-ball movement is on point, he can get open shots. So let's say that this was Duncan Robinson here. Duncan Robinson could just grab the ball, step up, and shoot a three. Or he doesn't have to shoot the three. If Mitch steps up, he can do a bounce pass to Bam, because this is part of Bam's assignment where he understands what's going on. So if he sees Mitch steps up, Bam is quickly going to cut in. This is what I mean, like they play like the San Antonio Spurs. See, Bam is not only the guy that hands a dump off for the open shot, and he's a screener. But look, that it doesn't stop there. Now he's making his cuts because Mitch stepped up. See, that's what I'm saying. The Heat play like this. The Knicks have a similar skill set on the floor, But the only thing that separates them right now is that their off-ball movement is basically non-existent. That's why the zone is working at times. The Knicks just keep playing into that zone. And this is also where I say the next development of Mitchell Robinson is understanding and making these type of reads like Bam, because he could be that big man where the Knicks don't have to not only rely on rebounding and just offensive putbacks, but now he has a brand new skill set where he could be utilized, especially when that bench is stagnant. So Obi don't have to camp out at the three-point line all the time. There could be other ball movement, other activity happening around Mitch that can get other guys open. Once again, this is the next evolution of Mitch, is to understand and make these same reads, but it takes development, because it took Bam to a point to get to that. And as you can see with Jimmy out, now they've actually reverted to the initial old school offense, which is running through Bam. All right, so once again, the offense runs right through Bam right here, but all the off-ball movement right here is going to create the offense. It's up to Bam to make the reads. And you're going to see Strus act like he's going to go through a screen set by Vincent, but it's really a split cut right back to the hoop. You can see it play out right here. Just look at the action up top. Strus acted like he was going to go for this screen right here, and then split cut. See, Miami Heat's off-ball movement is really on point, and then Bam makes the read. This is just another example when I say the offense tends to run through Bam. Now on this play right here, look at all the ball movement away from Bam. It's left for Bam to make these reads. Look at Kevin Love. He's going to go down here. Sort of split screens right here, cross screens right here going on. And it's up to Bam to make these reads of who's going to be open. It's either going to be a dump pass, a fake dump pass, or a dump pass, and then he's gonna curl to the hoop. So dump pass, and look at Bam right away. He's already moving right away. He's already moving. This is a Heat offense. Look at guys. Kevin Love is already right here. Bam could try to find Love. He could try to find Martin. Finds Martin, and then Martin's gonna catch Hart off balance. Like I said, players in the league nowadays, when they catch the ball, they're already in stride. They're already, in momentum to take it to the hoop. And he goes ahead and gets the layup right here. But everything was started off the off-ball movement. Meanwhile, Bam is right here trying to make these reads. Especially with Jimmy Butler out, unlike game one, I could finally explain more of this to show you sort of that off-ball movement I just keep talking about that the Heat do. Once again, everything running through Bam. As you're going to see, he's going to make his reads. And look at Gabe Vincent. That off-ball movement by the Heat is amazing. And this is where the Knicks could just, I don't know, they just don't have that in their repertoire. But once again, the Heat, the talent that's on the floor is no better than the Knicks. The only difference is these guys are moving off-ball, and this is their quarterback. He makes the reads. And at the same time when he makes that pass, what he's doing right here, he's a screener. At the same time, it's a pass screen. Randle has to go around. Vincent is wide open to make that three. And like I said before, this will be the next evolution of Mitch to sort of understand how to make these type of reads, because all he's doing is giving dump off or fake dump off passes when guys do flare screens and go right to the hoop. He makes that initial read, or if guys open for three, they try to take a three-point shot, he quickly rolls to the hoop in case, the help defender moves up. Like, Mitch got to make these reads. Like, this is the next evolution of Mitch, and it's really going to open up things for RJ while he slashes to the hoop for Mitch to make nice passes. And funny thing, if we did have a player that had this kind of skill set, whether it be Mitch or Hartenstein or just another big man, guys like Evan Fournier would actually thrive with a player like that. A guy who can be a screener like Bam is doing right here and give him the perfect dump pass or just make good reads. We as Knicks fans would see guys like Evan Fournier thrive off of stuff like that, because he wouldn't have to dribble on his own. All he has to do is just improve his off-ball movement, understand what reads the big man is making, and he'll be open for three. Just like Gabe Vincent right here is open. He's not dribbling. He doesn't have a crazy dribble skill set where he can cross guys up and penetrate and get to the hoop. None of these guys do. Duncan Robinson, Strus, none of these guys do. They all thrive off of off-ball movement. So once again, something like this will be the next evolution for a guy like Mitchell Robinson. The Knicks falling into the zone. They got Bam at the free throw line. Nice little double team. He got nothing there. Now the only thing right here is that when he makes that pass to Julius Randle, look who's on Randle. Gabe Vincent. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Is that enough time for Randle to post up Gabe Vincent? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Now Randle right here, he should have started a post up right away. But he's too far out. Yeah, he's too far out. I know Randle's been hitting the threes all season, but just once again, look who's on the floor. Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry, Gabe Vincent. There's a lot of small guys on the floor. You got RJ Barrett who could bulldoze all three of those guys. You got Randle who could bulldoze all three of those guys. And you got Mitchell Robinson on Khalid Martin, man. This is a mismatch, especially for offensive rebounds. And then you got Josh Hart on the floor. Wow, you got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. You got 3 guys who could bulldoze all these guys. And then you got a center right here who's bigger and could grab offensive rebound over all these guys. But Randle, once again, settling for that 3. Too much settling. There's way too much 3-point settling off the backboard. Once again, the Knicks are playing into the Miami Heat zone defense. Randle was on fire in that first half, as he made his jump shots. But look how much time is left on the shot clock. 6 seconds. And he's going to take a tough contested jumper. But once again, this lineup is very small. Look at that. 1, Duncan Robinson. 2, Gabe Vincent. 3, Kyle Lowry. Small ass lineup. And we didn't take advantage of it. We just settled kind of for a jumper. But once again, Randle was on fire. But look, that zone has quickly set up. They love to crowd around the paint. Guys are wide open for 3. This is what the Heat want. They want you to settle for these shots. Even though if we have our guys attack the hoop, they have weaker defenders. Kyle Lowry, small ass Kyle Lowry occupying this space. They want their weaker guards to just close out and cover the corners in that zone. They normally would start off their zone with their forwards up front here, covering the perimeter right here. But they want their weaker guards. They kind of hide Duncan Robinson and Kyle Lowry back here just to do closeouts. So you see, if we attack the paint, this is like sort of the weaker part of the zone. If you attack the baseline on these 2 guys. But Randle, he was on fire in that first half. He made his jump shots. Now, sometimes in the first half of this game, Randle actually fell into their zone trap by making slow decisions. But right here, we'll see some of the success that contributed to his great first half as he made quick decisions. Look at that. Quick decision right there to attack the paint. Let's look at this one more time. Look at the quick decision Randle makes. Bong. He quickly attacks the paint right here, catching the players off guard. We see normally Randle will sometimes take his time, make a decision, allow these guys to kind of set up. Allow these guys right here to set up this perimeter right here. And that's some of the trappings that the Knicks fell for, as we'll see throughout this video. Julius Randle, once again, great first half. Not taking too long to make his move, not being the hesitant Julius Randle, just being in that ISO, just holding the ball. He completely makes his move, attacks the paint, shows off that ankle is fine and dandy. Great move, attacking that zone, off rip, bang. So once again, look how quickly he makes his move after getting the ball initially. Right there, bang, quickly makes his move. Because the Knicks in this first half, man, at times they took a lot of contested threes. They were just falling for the zone. Just guys were shooting, shots were being contested. They weren't really moving the ball even around the perimeter, as we'll see later on. But just making quick decisions, attacking the hoop, that's just the way to go. All right, so in this play right here, look at RJ Barrett. He's gonna make this initial cut to the hoop, and it's gonna leave Randle wide open for the jumper. And shout out to Josh Hart right here. He actually puts the ball on the floor. Look at RJ. He's making his cut. This is to kill that zone. This is to kill it. This is to kill the zone right here. Take Lowry away from this area. That's what I'm saying. Guys gotta do double screens. Get in here. Somebody cut across. Cut this zone out. And it gets Julius Randle wide open for the 3. Let's take a look at that one more time. All right, so we're going to take a look at this one more time. Look at RJ. Look at Kyle Lowry, follows him, clears up that area where Randle's out, and Randle takes a jumper. Once again, look at Randle, man. I don't know if that ankle was really injured, but it's looking good. Big first half from Randle. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Randle was cooking. Now, during this first half, the Knicks had a few defensive lapses, poor rotations. Look at this right here. Guys are completely caught off guard while the Heat just bringing the ball up. They leave Martin wide open. All right, so once again, the defensive rotations at times was a little bit suspect. Josh Hart, his man is Gabe Vincent. Strus is being covered by Brunson. And of course, Josh Hart is being covered by Bam. But we're going to see Brunson actually not communicate with Josh Hart, as Josh Hart perfectly jumps the screen here. As we're going to see, perfectly jumps the screen here. But instead of Brunson saying, I got it, or, you know, kind of lets Hart know to stick with Martin right here, they're both going to end up jumping on Strus, leaving Martin open. See, that's Brunson's fault right there. Should have communicated. Josh Hart did a good job on that screen, and he's still in front of his man. But now, since since Brunson tried to hedge this, and he didn't communicate for Hart to stick with his man, leaves Martin open. So once again, in that first half, there was just a few defensive lapses on some of these coverages. Pretty much the story of the first half was a bad defensive reads. Brunson's guarding Strus right here. It's Josh Hart's job to guard Kevin Love. But look at Brunson. He's clearly in front of Strus. And he should know Kevin Love is a nice three-point shooter. But look how Brunson reads this. Let's look at Brunson. He reads it completely wrong. He should have stuck to Love. He doesn't notice that Strus is kind of doing like a football screen so Kevin Love could be wide open. And of course, once again, it's Bam's job to read all this to see who's open. But look at Brunson. He clearly could just turn around. Like, he should be communicating. Maybe Hart should tell him to switch. You know, he's got him. This is like a pin down screen right here. So with this pin down screen, it kind of forces Josh Hart to be on Strus. So Brunson should have the wherewithal to switch. Once again, they should communicate. There's a lot of misreads in the first half with a lot of these plays that left a few guys open for these three-point shots. But at the end of the day, the Heat took about 49 three-pointers. It seemed like they killed us from three, but they really didn't, especially Gabe Vincent. It seemed like he was making every other three, but he was pretty much 4 for 12 from three-point range. Once again, story of the first half is the miscommunication on a lot of these defensive reads. It was off. This is a prime example in the first half where the perimeter passing was just kind of off. Randle, a quick mismatch on Gabe Vincent, and the Knicks weren't able to take advantage of it. Look at Randle calling for the ball. Unfortunately, it just goes out of bounds. But it's just too easy for the Knicks to just have a mismatch in this lineup. I mean, look at that. Kevin Love at center, Kyle Lowry on the floor. You got Max Strus, their shooting guard, on the floor. Highsmith, 6'5". Like, this lineup is just way too easy for guys to take advantage. And you got Hartenstein to get offensive rebounds in that paint. Once again, I don't know what was going on in that first half with the passing. It was just off. Look at that. Duncan Robinson on the floor. Cody Zeller at center. Got Gabe Vincent out there. Kyle Lowry. Just these three guys alone. This is a very small lineup. RJ, even Quickley should be able to take advantage of these smaller guys at 6'3". But look at the bad passing. This was like the story of the first half. There's a lot of bad passing. RJ is already out of bounds. Hartenstein was just a little bit too overzealous on that one. Now the Knicks bench in that first half got outscored by the Heat bench 17-2. And I noticed Immanuel Quickley only got 5 minutes in that first half. But good thing for Immanuel Quickley, I would say this. His defense ain't lacking. And you're going to see it right here in this play, especially with all this off-ball movement too. Pay attention to it. You see a lot of off-ball movement. Starting with Duncan Robinson, you're going to see a lot of split screens by the Heat. They sort of play that San Antonio styles basketball. Got a lot of off. Look at that. Duncan Robinson. It's going to start off with him. Great tip by Quickley right here to disrupt this. Once again, with Immanuel Quickley It seems like with RJ Barrett's shots falling, the Knicks don't really need his perimeter shooting as much since it's not dropping right now, and they're actually not playing him alongside with Brunson. So anytime Brunson gets rest, we've seen in this game so far, that's when Tibbs had actually subbed in Quickley. But I don't expect it to be like this all series long. At some point, the shots are going to start falling for Quickley, and as long as his defense keeps up, he should still be able to get some burn on the floor. All right, so once again, our bench unit was outscored 17-2 in that first half. And you're going to see a bad possession by the bench unit once again. As you see Kyle Lowry right here, they're hiding him along with Duncan Robinson, the two weakest defenders in that zone. The only job here is to get in the way or close out on the wing shooters. In this possession, we pretty much settled, even though this lineup is a very small lineup. Duncan Robinson has to close out on Obi. But this lineup is extremely small. Once again, Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent, and Kyle Lowry. Once you have them out here, you should be attacking the paint. But in this possession, this is actually the second straight shot we took from three. We just pretty much settled for that. Quickly settled for it. Then Hartenstein got the offensive rebound, and then now Obi takes another shot. This is what the Heat banked on in that first game. And they were relying on this right now in the second game just to keep them within arm's reach until the fourth quarter. Once again, our bench unit got to step up. As Obi Toppin right here, this is what the Heat want, for us to take these open jump shots. And it's out of bounds, air ball. They want us to clearly just settle for these shots. Even though if you look at the beginning of this possession, once again, 1, 2, 3 small guards. You got RJ much bigger. You got Hartenstein much bigger. You got Obi Toppin much bigger. But yet, this has got to be the fourth shot in a row that we have settled for just a three. We just settled out here. Quickly tried to shoot one. He missed. Then Obi tried to shoot one from here. He missed. And now Obi with the air ball. So you see how the bench unit got outscored 17-2. Now look at that. A fourth straight possession by the bench unit along with RJ mixed in there, and it's just another dud. Guys camped out at the three-point line. Bam came back in, but you know they still have small defenders out here. 1, 2, 3. Duncan Robinson is still out there. As you're gonna see, the Knicks just settle for the three-point shot, and it's just Quickley. So the Knicks bench unit once again does not score in the last 3 minutes. And it looks like right here they just call for ISO play, which quickly just turns the ball over. It's just stagnation. And if you look at the beginning play right here, this is a few times where we saw Quickley on the floor at the same time with Brunson. Guys that just camped out at the three-point line. This is exactly what the Heat want. I mean, Mitchell Robinson, he has a mismatch right here. He's on Gabe Vincent. I don't know why there was not an entry bounce pass in here. Or why isn't Mitch posting Gabe Vincent up? They'll call for Bam to go for the double team, perhaps an Obi alley hoop, or you know, Brunson kind of making his way to get open for three, something. But there's no initial bounce pass in here, and it's just Quickley ISO. I mean, I can't believe that. I mean, look at that. This is a waste of a possession. Can't have a mismatch like here. 7 feet. Mitch got it at least outweigh Gabe Vincent by 70 pounds. This doesn't make any sense. Now, I don't know what Tom Thibodeau said to some of the guys at halftime, but man, they started off the third quarter making quick decisions. As you're going to see Josh Hart here quickly attacks this lane, as even the closest defender to him would be Strus, who's a smaller man. His job is just to basically recover on the kick out just in case. But Josh Hart has a clear path in here, as the Heat are kind of playing man-to-man, but then they kind of quickly transition to a 2-3 zone. They're doing like a combination of both. Look at Josh Hart here. Catches the ball in stride. And once again, look at smaller defender Strus is right here. As Martin, he's trying to recover. And Hart even though Hart didn't make this shot, it's just the Knicks making quick decisions. That was one thing that stood out once the third quarter has started. Randle quickly attacking or making his move. And now Josh Hart does the same thing here. The Knicks are starting to break this zone down. Now, once again, in the start of the third, the Knicks are on a little bit of fast break after a turnover. They're pushing the pace. But look how quickly Randle makes his decision off this little pass by Josh Hart. He quickly attacks the lane, breaking that zone, not allowing the Heat to set up, because this was an issue, especially in that first quarter. But it's going to open up things as guys make their cuts into the lane. Look at Mitch. Mitch was wide open. Great pass by Randle. He actually almost had that layup because he completely caught the Heat players off guard. Once again, the Heat players, they don't really have crazy athletic guys. They got Martin, Strus. You know, Randle could really kill these guys from the paint. Kevin Love, you know, he's towards the tail end of his career, so his hops ain't nothing crazy. And they just pretty much have Bam to protect that paint area. But Mitch kind of messed that up, but Randle had it right there. Had it with a good idea to pass to Mitch. But once again, his quick decision making to attack that zone. But you can tell Tibbs must have got in their ass at halftime in that locker room, boy, because they completely switched up and it started at third. Now, once again, with the Knicks' quick decision making and attacking the paint right here, attacking that zone, making quick decisions, it's opening things up for guys. Watch Randle right here. Quickly makes his move on Caleb Martin, attacking that little zone, attacking the paint, and look who's open. Brunson's wide open. Mitch is open. Good start to that third, man. Like I said, Tibbs must have put his foot in some asses at halftime in that locker room, boy. Now let's play right here. Look at the little hesitation from Randle, and look at the Miami Heat players. They're gonna start setting up this perimeter blockage right here. They're gonna start setting up right here. Randle still attacking the paint, and look who's open. This is what the Heat bet on. They want Josh Hart to take that shot. They have Vincent on RJ on the closeout, so RJ is not open, but they want Josh Hart to take that shot. Look what Josh Hart does. Attack that zone. Ooh, good shit by Hart to get in there. He got options. He could take it himself, because look who's caught off guard. Strus, the smaller man, who normally in that zone will occupy this space to just sort of be a deterrent and then go on the closeout to get to kind of trying to block the three-point shooter. That's pretty much his job. But look, now he's caught lacking in that zone. Josh Hart's gonna go at the smaller man. And one. Yeah, boy. Get it, Hart. Yeah, I just wanted to show this play right here. Look at Randle putting the pressure, trying to speed things up. But look at him on Caleb Martin, man. Martin, even though he's a power forward, he's really like a small forward, power forward combo. But Randle's too big for him. But Randle is gonna put a lot of pressure on this guy, because once he gets past Caleb Martin, man, look at that. You got Gabe Vincent, small guard. You got Strus, small guard. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on him to maintain Randle, because look at in the interior right now. Two small guards, and you got the slower footed Kevin Love. So once he gets past this guy, it's over. Once again, the Knicks are gonna start figuring out this zone, and they're gonna start attacking guys. So putting a lot of pressure on Martin is crazy, because now look at where Bam's at. Brunson's gonna keep Bam out here because he's a three-point threat. And I'm telling you, longer this series goes on, the Knicks are gonna start putting pressure on the Heat zone. They're gonna start figuring that shit out. But once again, look at Randle talking shit to Martin, because he's putting the pressure on. He's not gonna be settling for shots this quarter. Look at Randle talking that smack. Yeah, he's putting a lot of pressure on Martin. But once again, there has to be pressure on him right now, because if Randle just keeps putting the pressure on, backing him down, being physical with him, once he gets past him, look who's in the interior, man. Slow-footed Kevin Love and the two small guards, Gabe Vincent and Martin. Look at Hartenstein. You got a center on the small guard, and RJ could barrel past the Gabe Vincent. So this zone is going to get figured out by Tibbs. But once again, in this third quarter, man, Randle's putting the pressure on Martin, and he's not settling for jump shots. So in the first half, Julius Randle, at times he was slow in his decision making, even though he had a great first half. But just overall, sometimes his reads was off, like really, really slow. But right now, once again, the Knicks are attacking the hoop, and look at his mismatch right here. Oh, Randle was right on Gabe Vincent. He gonna attack that. Don't settle for no jump shots. Take them in. Even though Randle had an open shot right here, wide open, he ended up missing it. But you get the point. Knicks are starting to take their spots in this zone. Once they get that mismatch, they're gonna have guys attacking. Same thing for Josh Hart. If he's mismatched on Strus, attack that. Mismatch on Gabe Vincent, same thing. Slower footed Kevin Love, that's for Brunson to attack. So the Heat, even though they changed their lineups, Kyle Lowry right now, small guard, Duncan Robinson, small guard. So it's their jobs to be closeouts on the 3-point shooters and then get in the way if guys penetrate. 2-3 zone. They got Highsmith up top. They got Strus up top. So both of their forwards up top. That's how the Heat like to play. Normally this would be Jimmy Butler up here and Bam at the end. But look at what Josh Hart's gonna do. Because look who he's on. Small ass Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry in this series, he's gonna be annoying as hell. Because he knows how to draw fouls. He knows how to be a pest. But good penetration by Josh Hart. He finds Brunson open for the 3-point shot. This is what we need, man. This is what we need. Keep attacking that zone. Especially once again, we know Duncan Robinson or Martin and Kyle Lowry, all the small guards, Gabe Vincent, they're going to be down here. It's their job to close out for these shots. Especially if the Knicks have guys like RJ Barrett, just keep attacking the baseline. This is one way you could kill this zone. Attack these weak-ass, smaller guards, especially going through the baseline, and then having guys cut in. Now, this is the Knicks going into the fourth quarter. And look at that, points off of turnovers. This side of Heat is staying in this game right now. But believe it or not, it looks like Gabe Vincent was killing us, but he was actually 4 for 12 in this game from 3. He just made timely shots, but he wasn't really killing us. But the Heat, they're going to keep chucking up 3-point shots, as they're going to end up with 49 shots to end this game. 49 shots attempts from 3. So they, at the end of the day, they're going to keep chucking up, and they're going to hope that they're going to just make a couple more 3-pointers than we do, get points off of turnovers. But unfortunate for them, unlike game 1, they're not going to the free throw line as much. But not only our free throw shooting is going to have an uptake, our bench unit is going to come through and add some points here. And this right here right now is killing us right here. The bench points, 2-17. And let's remember, in this matchup so far, Tibbs has only subbed in Quickley when pretty much Brunson is resting. So Quickley only got like 5 minutes in that whole first half. Now looking at Tibbs's bench lineup, he likes to combine RJ with them. As RJ in this fourth quarter, at the end of it, he kind of sat out. But he's needed in this lineup because things tend to get stagnant and too many guys park at the 3-point line. There's got to be other roles right here for Grimes and especially Obi. Grimes technically has a mismatch on Kyle Lowry. But we know off the dribble, his handles might not be on point. But that's where, ball movement and off screens and split screens, flare screens, that's where all these things come into play. But look at the shot clock. 8 seconds left. Everybody's just parked up. Obi cuts across, but just to end up right here back at the 3-point line. There's nobody penetrating around here to break this zone. Watch the zone. It's going to close in once RJ comes in. Look, guys are still parked at the 3-point line. Nobody's making cuts. Nobody's throwing screens for each other. This is a problem. Maybe having Josh Hart out of this lineup right here, I don't know. Something is off because the bench unit, that spark that was there before, is gone ever since Grimes got hurt. And now he's back with the bench unit. As we're going to see Quickley right here have kind of a dud possession. 3 seconds left in the shot clock. And once again, guys are just parked up at the 3-point line. There's really nothing going on. And this is where the bench unit kind of falls into that zone, that trap, where guys are just parked at the 3-point line and just chucking up shots. See Quickley just nowhere to go. Now, Kevin Love in game 1 kind of killed us as he had 6 assists on outlet passes, especially in between the third and the beginning of the fourth quarter. That kind of killed us when the Heat kind of went on that run. But shout out to Josh Hartenstein. As you see right here on this rebound, he has that Kevin Love vision in game 2. As he has this nice bounce pass. And then it goes grime time for the and 1. So Josh Hartenstein, man, in this fourth quarter, he was definitely a spark off the bench that we definitely needed to close that gap in between the bench points. As you've seen coming into this fourth quarter, the Knicks only had 2 bench points versus 17 by the Heat. On this play right here, great read by Hartenstein. Once again, he's one of the saviors in that fourth quarter, as he's gonna read the play right here, or knows that Brunson's open, he's getting the pass, and he's gonna set the screen on Bam. Great read. This is like a San Antonio Spurs type screen right here. Look at that, just gets in the way for the N1 right there. Knicks get a 4-point play out of that. Okay, so in this play right here, Isaiah Hartenstein serving as that boost of energy off that bench unit, doing things that a lot of Knicks fans love. Is the self-awareness. Look at that deflection. It's the small things we love, man. Ooh, Nick ball. Great awareness by Isaiah Hartenstein. These are the small things that us Knicks fans love. So once again right here, Isaiah Hartenstein being a pest for the Miami Heat. Great pass right back to Brunson. Isaiah Hartenstein providing another possession for the Knicks right here. He's starting to kill the Miami Heat. Look all the small guards they have. This is a power forward / small forward right here in Caleb Martin. Bam in the middle. Isaiah Hartenstein is a true center. It's going to be tough for them. Isaiah Hartenstein once again breaking their hearts. It's like 2 times in a row. Grabs the offensive board, draws a foul. Knicks maintain possession once again. He's slowly killing the Heat right now. And unlike in the first game, the Knicks are actually killing the Heat on the boards. In the first game, in particularly the first half, the Heat were actually killing the Knicks on the boards. But now things have reversed in game 2. All right, so in this play right here, Isaiah Hartenstein killing the Miami Heat. Right there. That's 3 offensive rebounds in a row. Miami's having a little slow death right here in the fourth quarter right here. Knicks just another opportunity to get a chance to score. And that second chance opportunity right here provides a nice 3. Open 3 for Josh Hart after the 3 offensive rebounds by Isaiah Hartenstein. Shout out to Hartenstein. He made that happen. And the Knicks were able to tie this game up. And once again, shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein. Us Knicks fans, we love that spark. That guy that's willing to do the dirty work. He provided so many offensive rebounds, so many second chance points for the Knicks. Let's get it. Now remember, Miami, in their combination of a man-to-man and 2-3 zone, they're going to have the smaller guards be the closeouts at the end. So Duncan Robinson right here on this screen is going to draw up a little mismatch on Brunson. Right here. And Brunson's going to take it to Duncan Robinson. Nice step back. Takes it right to Duncan Robinson. Like I said, in this zone, the Knicks are going to start picking out the mismatches and attacking it right away. And it's going to be on the wings right here. It's going to be Kyle Lowry, Gabe Vincent. The smaller guys going to be out here trying to do the closeouts. You guys kind of see the same things repeating over and over again. So after Jalen Brunson hits some timely shots, look at Randle backing down the smaller defender, Gabe Vincent, and finds an open Josh Hart for 3. Big shot. Big shot. But once again, that was all started by Randle. Quick decision making to attack the smaller man right here. It's complete mismatch. And then look, Kyle Lowry is in the paint. His job once again is to close out. You know the smaller guards are going to be around this area for the Miami Heat. So the Knicks attacking the baselines. If he pump fake, attack the baseline. It's going to draw help from Bam. Guys make their cuts. The longer this series goes on, the Knicks are going to start figuring out this zone. This is a great read by Jalen Brunson right here. He sees that Bam is way out here. He's way out here. He's not by the paint area. He's pulled out by Randle's ability to shoot 3-point shots. So he quickly makes his move and attacks the lane and gets in there. And that's all because Randle's that 3-point threat out here, pulling Bam away. Bam just acts like a deterrent. And he finds Josh Hart for a 3-point shot. And Josh Hart misses. But this right here, which overall played out in game 2, which is the offensive rebounding, just killed Miami spirits. This completely killed them right here. Just the ability not to get an offensive rebound. And this pretty much began to shift the momentum completely in the Knicks direction. So a few key takeaways from this matchup is that the Heat pretty much stayed in this game, not because of their 3-point shooting, which they had 49 attempts. They shot way worse than us, even though it didn't seem like it, but they definitely did. But the reason why they stayed in this game is due to the fact that they were able to convert 22 points off our turnovers, and also their bench scoring 17-2 all the way to the third quarter. They outscored our bench, but our bench unit sort of came alive in that fourth quarter, especially due to the energy brought by Isaiah Hartenstein. But truly, the wake-up call was in that third quarter where the Knicks stopped falling into the trap of that zone by attacking the smaller defender. We seen Randle make quicker decisions than he did in the first half. He started backing guys down. Same thing for RJ, quickly attacking. Same thing for Brunson. And in the second half, we seen it kind of fall into the Knicks' hands, the fact that the Heat kept going small as Isaiah Hartenstein kind of out-rebounded them. And unlike the first half where Isaiah Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson got into foul trouble, forcing the Knicks to go small, the Knicks were able to capitalize finally on the Heat. But Jalen Brunson came alive in that fourth quarter as he got 10 points. His three-point shooting kind of opened things up. But RJ Barrett and Julius Randle, particularly in the first half, were definitely cooking. Julius was cooking pretty much the whole game. Is that his only flaw was in the first half. He was pretty slow on the reads and making decisions. But once again, Tibbs after halftime, it was very noticeable. In the third quarter, the Knicks were just attacking off rip. Guys were making a lot more quicker decisions. But as far as the Miami Heat side, in this game, we definitely seen the Heat run that kind of off-ball movement offense right through Bam. It was up to him to make the reads. And that's something that we didn't see really in game one because the offenses ran through Jimmy Butler. But it'll be interesting to see if he plays in game three, as the Knicks should still be able to take advantage of the Heat interior, as it's very weak and guys like Julius Randle can definitely eat. So it is what it is. Knicks fans, you definitely deserve to be here. Make no mistake about it. You should not be on some happy to be here shit. This is our series to take, and the only way we could lose it is if we shoot ourselves in the foot. So you guys stay safe. Until next time, peace.